Alright, welcome back to Case Closed Anime Review, episode number 282. We are reviewing episode 1166, The 17-Year-Old Truth, The Watchtower Bishop, and chapter 1146. This episode deals with the entirety of chapter 1107 and about the first 10 pages of chapter 1108. We start with Conan basically confirming that, that he was overseas basically visiting a friend of his. He was overseas, basically the thing was he was actually sent overseas under supervision, and of course the person he's meant to meet up with was Amanda Hughes. So basically details what happens next. We see him where he's in a flashback where throughout this, Rum has been systematically basically put out the various bodyguards that she had in various places like the Cannes Film Festival, Wimbledon, and several others. Then pretty much basically then we have where, get this, we have this older gentleman who knocks over a case of pills, which sounds like a glass but doesn't break. He picks up, gives the guy, and then he's about to be shot, but lucky enough he's not stupid. Cogent, yeah. And proceeds to beat the crap out of the guy. He does try to speak to the hotel clerk about in his room. Apparently they can't give information, despite the fact he is a police officer. You would think they would allow because it's police business, but no. They refuse to do it, so then he basically has a little trick up his sleeve. But before this, Amanda Hughes tells Rachel, "Oh, I forgot a chess piece in the Shogi Master's room. Can you retrieve it?" And of course she's gonna retrieve it. And then she gets knocked on the door, and it's Rum and agents of the Black Organization, where they pay her a visit. Now, this was not mentioned before. This actually was the first time it was revealed. So, basically, at the I remember you. I remember you from a birthday party of Rasema Kenya, the guy who's the leader of the Black Organization. And remember you were a kid, oh, it was your nickname. And then Rum proceeds to give her the famous pill that shrunk Sichi and the Conan, and also Mary into her short self. She drinks it, she basically forces to swallow it, and she dies. Yeah, she was actually unknown victim. The only known victim was actually the Shogi Master. So then they pay him a visit, where she had to trick them because he was visiting her, and then he pays him. Before continuing here, where Kojin basically left a phone out, basically leaning on the floor against the wall. It rings. And oh, this is my phone. Can you bring it to Amanda Hughes' room? And of course, takes me to Hughes' room. He opens it up, and he tricks the housekeeping that basically is the one who provides room service. That he's basically working as her bodyguard. He really isn't. So finds that she's dead. As for the Shogi Master, well, after tricking her for a few minutes, of course, and then he proceeds to use his stun gun to knock her out, put her behind a book, put her on basically just take out a bunch of shogi books, and hide her behind them, and put her on the shelf, and then hide her behind them, and then of course he ended up dragging him to the bathroom where he was basically beating the crap out of. And around, oh, by the way, he was Amanda Hughes before she passed away, that he is not the original Rum. He is a second generation Rum because this was a code name inherited from his father. So yeah, it means that, that the Black Organization's Rum probably longer than people suspected. Who knows how long the Black Organization's around for? It just that's just a general term related to it because all the members were black. That's what I've heard of as the Black Organization. Rum is a guy who is the second commander of the organization and is very secretive, And basically, he is depicted, he's mentioned by Conan at 1.4, they debuted him. He is, simply put, the show's version of Colonel Sebastian Moran. Some of you might be thinking this. Who is that guy? According to the Sherlock Holmes stories, this guy was Professor James Moriarty's second in command of his criminal empire. Yeah, and this is a guy hidden. He was like his chief henchman. He always remained hidden a lot of the time. And Rum pretty much served the same purpose. Yeah, and then he gives basically Koji. He gives the Shogi Master the pill, which is, so this is something that's been confirmed a few times over the course of the series that he was one of the people who received it. And then we see something interesting. This is like Amanda clearly did die from it. He, of course, we show there's actually steam come from him. So there is a slight possibility the man might be alive. Because the same thing happened to Sichi when he was turned to Conan. He may have shrunk, but it's not been proven yet. But it's really good flashback, this one. So, and then Hadama basically, he gets to the Shogun Master, found the man dead, and then Rachel wakes up and sees the fact all the guys dead, and of course they fight for a bit, and then she sees Amanda's dead. She's shocked, and she's not conscious, like, oh, I gotta basically get her out of here. And that's pretty much the episode in a nutshell. An excellent episode. Next week will be the conclusion to this 4-part story arc. 4-part story, yes. I mean, you ever heard the thing with Case Closes? Like, this is probably by far the longest one in a while. This one. Alright, so next up we have is the newest chapter of the manga, chapter 1146. It's dangerous, you know. Yes. Well, the cover is Conan and Waki, aka Rum. He, of course, does not know it's Rum at all. So basically, they interrogate the 3 suspects who possibly could have been the one to kill this woman. Carmel talks to Conan. Play by ear. Fight. Yeah, and then here's something interesting. So, Carmel basically is, well, Conan using his bow tie to talk for Adrian Carmel. And of course, he does explain how it works using one of basic Agasa's gadgets. So, big table, and it's similar to sleeping Hongro, but, and of course, like, does explain the trick with the whole breaking stuff, like everything in particular. And then, of course, where Wakashi basically notices Conan's foot. There's a place like this, yes. Basically, I'm cooking with basically like a bullet to explain certain things. And it turns out it's actually the guy with the crosses. He's the one responsible for it. Yeah, and then pull off his sock. He goes, oh yeah, his toe's damaged. Yeah, and all about the gun thing, and then of course he proceeds to try to slip out, and then it's like, dangerous, you know. And Waki remembers, oh yeah, it's dangerous. Where after looking at him, Rum remembers this man from years prior. And this is interesting. It's called the series resolution, but it leads into another story. I'm like, that is interesting. I did not expect that at all, but overall, really good chapter. I give it a 10 out of 10. Okay, so that is pretty much a particular view. Please like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up, we have a comment corner, and it's on to I've been killing slimes for many years, maxed out. Okay, next video. Bye.